at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
Good evening everybody. Just to let you know, the stream is scheduled to start on time tonight at 20:30. Whilst you're waiting, make yourselves a cup of tea or something stronger if you like. And don't forget to share the stream on all your pages and groups. Let's see if we can get as many people as possible in tonight. Once again, scheduled to start, believe it or not, on time.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is prohibited at all stations and on all train services. This includes e-cigarettes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're approaching 2030. Hope you've all been enjoying the new pre-stream I've created with the custom information boards. I'm just going to let it run for another minute or so, just to check the information board's working properly. The Dadwell stream should change to delayed, and we should get some nice excuses come up on the CIS board.
Within the station building.
Well, good evening everybody. Hello, how are we doing this evening? Can you all hear me okay? Is the mic level good, ladies and gentlemen? All the usual suspects in the chat I see. We've got Maxwell in there. Who else have we got? Johnny Simulated Gaming. We've got Joel Typing Squirrel. A few new people in the chat as well. You're very, very welcome to this stream. 54 of you watching. I tell you what, do me a favour, whack that like button for me while you're waiting. While you're waiting, while you're watching. That would be Superb. District Driver, good evening, man. Nice to actually be here for the live stream for a change. Hello, sir. I need to stop saying sir to everyone because that's terribly assumptuous of me calling everybody sir. So, how are we doing this evening? I can hear and see you typing squirrel. Yes, looks like we are all good. Okay, guys, I saw a few of you saying about slow mode. I was meant to set up some mods in the chat, which I haven't had a chance to do. We've got Nightbot running, which I hopefully keep on top of it. But we had a couple of incidents in the last stream, so I've put slow mode on just for today. But I've got a good team of people who are very kindly moderating the Discord server for me, and they're going to do the YouTube for me. But I just haven't had time to set that up yet. So as always, before we jump in, let's just put a declaration on the screen. That all the views and opinions expressed within this video are solely my own, may not reflect those of any companies, blah, 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 and all that good stuff that I have to say to stop me getting the sack. Right. Sound is good. Fantastic. Elizabeth Harrison, hello. Right, shall we jump into the game? I'll tell you what, let's just jump into the game. Oh, before we do, if you're not on my Discord server, there is a link in the description below. We had a bit of a pingdemic over there, but I think we've solved that now thanks to the excellent moderation team that we've got in place. What we've got as well is not that. It wouldn't be a Dad Ralph stream if it wasn't. No, that's the moderation log. Where are we going with this? Live stream, pictures and posts. There we go. Hopefully that's come up on the screen. Yeah, in the Dad Ralph Discord server, link in the description below, we've got a live stream pictures posts group. We're going to be putting that up on the stream throughout the evening. So if you've got any railway related pictures you'd like to share, do pop them in there and hopefully they'll get seen in the stream. So let's hop into the game. We're going to be doing Train Sim World 2 today. Been doing a lot of Train Sim World 2 lately. I'm quite enjoying it. And the Southeastern high speed route. So I'll get started, guys, and then I'll start having a look at the chat and see if we can't answer some of your questions this evening. Okay, timetable. Right, we're going to start off with the 395. We're going to do a run on the 395 and then we're going to do the networker because a few people have asked me to have a go at the networker. SE Hitachi 2007-2009. I used to be based at the Hitachi depot down in Ashford and did have a little go at driving these very nice units. Fastest train in the country at the time, bar the Eurostar, and I was only allowed to drive it at 10 miles an hour in the depot. Bit of a shame, but never mind. We'll go September. We'll leave everything as is as well, because we're boring like that. What do you reckon, guys? Should we do the full route? Should we do a St Pancras to Faversham? Hunter Rider, I love watching you. Thank you very much. Your kind words are very much appreciated. Right. What do we got there? 1 Foxtrot 33 Faversham to St Pancras International. We'll give that one a go. Yeah, 1938 tube stock looks really, really nice. I think I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the 1933 tube stock. It does look really nice. I was going to do a Bakerloo line stream, but I kind of figured once you get past Queen's Park, just in the tunnels, it'd look a little bit boring. Oh, so we're starting at Faversham. Okay, why not? We'll start at Faversham. Right, I'll just get the train set up. So, we are. I want to put my safety systems back in first, don't I? Where are they? In here, I believe. AWS. Is that the AWS? I can't see on my screen. Or was it on this side? Oh, there we go. AWS. Normal. Green signal, right. Key in, into neutral. AWS reset. You get lots of alarms go off on the 395 when you put your key on. You normally press the train fault acknowledge button, which cancels them all. Let's get some doors open. Where's the door buttons? And we better put some lights on as well. Day running sounds good to me. So there we go, the 395, and she does look absolutely lovely. I think this route's been out for quite a while now. I believe this might have been a Train Sim 1 Train Sim World original route. Someone in the chat will know. I'm actually quite new to train simming, believe it or not. I used to play OpenBVE in the original Microsoft Train Simulator, but in terms of Train Sim World, I'm quite new to it, a bit of a novice. So we've got DC selected, so in theory we should have a line light and we should be all good to go. Yeah, we've got line volts, so we don't need to muck about with the DC and the pan up, shoes down button. It should be good to go. So while we're waiting, let's have a little look in the chat. Daniel Gold, there's a thread on Dovetail Games forums about making you an ambassador for Train Sim World 2. Is there really, Daniel? If you got a link for that, that's fantastic. East Midlands Train Spotting, hello. Daniel BTDM. Oh, I got excited. I thought that was the real Dan TDM there. £1.79. Thank you very, very much, sir. Very kind of you. I'm saying sir again. I must stop doing that. What time is the stream on until? Might go see the 397 that's being hauled by 3750 Manchester to Kilmarnock. We're going to be here at lock doors. We're going to be here probably... I try and make them about an hour and a half, 2 hours, but the last couple have been considerably longer. But don't forget, you can watch it back on YouTube. It does stay up there, so you can jump in at any time. Stop at location, Sittingbourne. Right, into forward. And off we go. Right, I don't sign this route in real life, so this is going to be interesting. In which case, I probably want some sort of... heads-up display on, don't I? Heads-up display. Where are we? Where are we? Settings. Game. Next speed limit marker on. Next signal marker on. Next speed limit. Yeah, I'm just going to have everything turned on because I haven't got a clue where I'm going. Right, we should be okay there. Apply. Back. Yeah, there we go. So this is where I'll be paying so much attention to the chat that I'll probably overrun a station. But never mind. Jack 2007, I'm having a jaunt with the 387. Yeah, the 387 is a nice loco. Loco unit. I want to get the Great Western Main Line and have a little play of it on the Great Western Main Line. So they've simulated this nicely. When these are on DC, they're not the fastest units in the world. They've done a really good job of that. When you get onto the overheads, they absolutely fly. So we're going to do a little running brake test. Just going to reduce our speed, check the brakes are working properly. Peter Green, ooh, new view. Yes, indeed, sir. Sorry, sir. Every time I'm going to make a little overlay every time I call someone sir, which is of course very polite, but we can't assume genders these days. We're very inclusive here. Yes, I upgraded the camera because we had a few issues with my phone camera freezing during the stream, so I've upgraded my camera, which is the one you're seeing me on now. So my phone that I was using as the camera, I thought, well, we might as well still use it and just have a second camera. Is the game audio okay, guys? Because I've been fiddling with the levels and stuff, so do let me know if you want the game audio turned up or down. Dadrail, want to know a good train game that is free? I'm always up for a freebie. Okay, so what are we doing here? Station is in 5.8 miles, so we're good. Just keep it wide open. Game audio good. Thank you very much. Didn't say sir that time. I'm doing well. Jack to Cruise. I've recently applied to be a Southeastern driver. Apparently thousands of applications, so I'm just going to prepare as much as I can and hope for the best. Any words of wisdom for me? Certainly have a look through the videos that I've made, Jack, about becoming a train driver and stuff like that. And if you want to get in contact with me directly, you can drop me a message on Discord, a link in the description below, or drop me a message on my social media, which is right there, and I'll be more than happy to have a little chat with you and see if I can help you at all. Because I'm a nice guy like that. Crazy Plays, SCR. Oh, I walked into that, didn't I? I really did walk into that. Right, so 85 in, 200 odd yards. So it's the good thing about doing the Brighton main line and routes I sign on this, I can drive them without the heads-up display, which I think is much better. It's certainly much easier if you know the route. Brad Saf M, ever done temporary block working or emergency special working? Temporary block working no longer exists within the rulebook. That was replaced by emergency special working, and I have never done either. I was very close to doing it on the Southeastern main line a few weeks ago, but by the time I reached the area it was in place, they had cleared up the mess and we went through on normal signalling. So I was all prepared and hyped up to do it, but we didn't get to do it. I think temporary block working, even though it's redundant, and emergency special working would make a good topic for a video. I'm driving HUDless and TVM helps with that. Yes, mate, I think once we get onto the high speed section we can certainly turn the TVM off. Certainly turn the HUD off. So the TVM kind of brings you down for the stations and everything as well. It's a really, really good piece of kit. Officially, Charles, today I went on a 465 and the driver decided to drive it at 50 miles an hour on a tight curve, which is 20. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. So how far out for the station? 2.6 miles. Fishbowl, put your driver hat on, Richard. I don't know where it is. I might put a HVV on. I'll put a HV on in the absence of the driver's hat. Typing squirrel, please enter station quickly. I'm not too sure the braking capabilities on this though, and I don't know the route, like I said, so I'll probably be a bit slow with the station entries. District driver, ooh, shows how long it is since I drove a train. Didn't know temporary block working replaced by something else. It must have been about 2 years ago. District driver, at least 2 years ago temporary block working went. Let's get some braking, because we are speeding. Eastern Spotter Alfie, when you used to drive passenger, did you drive 375s? I did indeed, yes. Louis, hello. LNR trains, Dabro, is this train accurate to the real life one? It's reasonably accurate, yeah. There's a few systems, like I was saying, when you put the key on, I guess I'm braking with the station. When you put the key on, you used to have to press train fault acknowledge on the real one, which you don't have to do on here. I never got involved in the in-cab signalling side of things because I was only driving them in the yard and to and from the station. So I don't know how well that side of it is simulated, but from my understanding of the in-cab signalling, it's been done very well. Crazy Plays, heard of Metro Simulator? No, I haven't. Johnny Simulator Gaming got the power changeover. Yes, it does have the power changeover, and when we get down to Absolute we'll have to do that. So we are coming into Sittingbourne. I did visit Sittingbourne quite recently, actually, on a Free Yankee 7.5 circuit. I was what they call the rider in the back engine on a weed spraying train. I think there's a light railway at Sittingbourne, which would be quite interesting to visit. Yeah, see, I'm coming in really, really gingerly. And we're late as well. And close enough. How many coaches do we have on? Looks like we're at 12. 12 on the 12. Into neutral, open the doors. That one there. Yes, Eastern Spotty Alpha. Yes, Sittingbourne has a narrow gauge heritage railway. Yeah, I definitely want to go down and visit that next year. There's a lot of heritage railways right on my doorstep that I've never even been to, like the Kent and East Sussex, I want to do the Romney Hive and Dymchurch as well, which is literally about half an hour's drive away from me. That'd be a really good one to do. Fishbowl, have you ever driven the Sheerness branch? No, I've travelled down the Sheerness branch, but I've never driven on the Sheerness branch. Jack, riding in the back to route refresh. No, I was riding in the back, what they call a rider. On certain locomotives, class 73, it was a class 73 at the time, if the back locomotive is turned on and the locomotives are not in what they call multiples, they don't have a multiple jumper to them, then you have to have a rider in the back locomotive in case it catches fire or anything like that. So no, I was just there to watch the world go round backwards. I can't find the right button on my panel. There we go. Right, lock doors. Southeast Rail Productions come up to the Bluebell. I was at East Grinstead earlier on today. Actually, I tell you how long it's been since I went to the Bluebell. I haven't been there. Green signal. Where are we going? Raynham. I haven't been to the Bluebell since it extended to East Grinstead, I'm ashamed to say. So I definitely do need to get to the Bluebell. Stephen491, good question. I enjoy driving trains on my Xbox, but in real life, do you find it boring or enjoyable, the different areas you go by? A bit of both, Stephen. The job can be really boring at times. It can be monotonous and boring, but I still enjoy it. And you know, there are certain sections of the line that I like driving over, and there are certain sections of the line I don't like driving over. So yeah, a bit of both really. Brad FM, any good sims that sign Slade Green to Cannon Street on a 465? Someone in the chat will probably be much better placed to answer that than me. Train spotting. Dadrail has been watching Minecraft videos. No, my son, #Sunrail, has been watching Minecraft videos. he uses my account though. So have we got anyone posting in our lovely Discord group? There we go, we are away. 67s on an RHT. Is that a real 387 or is that? No, that's train sim, isn't it, there? And a lovely 68 or 88 at the top there. I can't scroll up, unfortunately. If you're not in our Discord server, link in the description below. Very friendly group we have. So we need to be doing 70 in 700 and some odd yards. Next station, 4.4 miles. Train Sim World TM just today. Train Sim World 2 has announced that a German tilting DMU will be coming. I do need to try and play some of the German and continental stuff. I need to read up on their signalling system and bits like that first though. And there's lots of good tutorials on YouTube for that. LNER train fan, when a freight driver arriving in a loop, can you go on your phone? Depends on your individual company's policy. Some companies will have a policy that says mobile phones turned off whilst at all times whilst in the cab. Some companies have a policy that says you can't use it while you're moving. So it just depends on your individual company policy. LNER train fan, enthusiastic railway person is annoying, especially hornbeggars. I don't find railway enthusiasts annoying at all. It's really nice to talk to people when I'm out and about. If I see people on the platform with cameras, I normally say hi or, you know, give them a wave. Someone I recognise, stand around and have a chat. Normally though, and if you have seen me out and about before and I come across as rude because I rush off, normally it's because I'm rushing off to get on a train. So normally it's just like hi, bye sort of thing. The horn gesture like that is actually a railway hand signal. If a shunter was doing that sign to a locomotive driver, then they're telling you to create a brake, which is used during brake testing. See, this is how well I know this route, and this is how much homework I've done. I've got no idea what that station's called that we've just gone through. Typing squirrel, if you are leaving a train to go and have a chat with the dispatcher, do you put the reverse seat into off and take out the master key? If you are going more than a coach length away from the train, you would. It used to be a coach length away was the general rule of thumb. more than a coach length away, then you'd take your key off. So how far have we got to the station? 1.9 miles. Fishbowl, I know you've said you can't put cameras in the cab, but can you mount one externally, or is there a policy against that? I'd be quite interested in getting like an old tail lamp, ripping out the gubbins of the tail lamp and putting like a GoPro in it, and then mounting the tail lamp on the bracket on the front. It's something I'm going to put to my manager and ask if it can be done, but I do wonder, because of like, you know, safety cases and stuff like that, whether we'd actually be allowed to do it. But it's something that would be really good if I can get permission to do it. I think you get a much better quality cab videos as well if it was shot externally. But you might have problems with like getting bugs and stuff on the camera, which you wouldn't be able to sort out, which wouldn't be ideal. But it's certainly something I want to put to my manager and see if they'd allow me to do that, because it would be really good. Where are we? 0.9 miles. We'll get a little bit of braking. Daniel Gold, is it true train drivers can't control passenger saloon aircon? It can only be set by the depot engineers. That is certainly the case on all of the passenger trains I've driven. I don't know if it's the case for all passenger trains, but certainly all the ones I've driven, yes. The driver used to have the ability to turn it on and off, and that was it. The temperature was preset by the depot engineers. Fishbowl, I think you know I'm not going to answer that question. Raynham, there should be a 701 in the bay. 700 in the bay platform here. There really should. Train sim well. Come on, we've got lots of we've got lots of routes that need a 700. Can we have a 700, please? Dovetail games. Let's have a 700. Yeah, you're right, the brakes on this 395 are not all that. .12 on the 12, into neutral, and we're going to open the doors. Keep pressing the wrong button to open the doors. 72 of you lovely people viewing the stream today, thank you very much. Don't forget to click on the like button as well, that would be fantastic. Helps the YouTube algorithms to recommend my videos a little bit more. Fishbowl, 700 would be great for trains and railways. I can see the Brighton main line as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. It would be fantastic if we could have a 700. There's lots of routes we can use that on. I believe the 313 is releasing next week, which I'm really looking forward to. And of course, we'll be streaming that as well, the first opportunity I get. Peter Green, no one ever agrees on aircon temperatures anyway. Some complain it's too hot, some complain it's too cold. Yeah, you're completely right. Absolutely, completely right. There we go. New view. You can see what I can see now. It's not camera quality's not quite as good on that one though. Lock doors. Gatwick Express. Hi. Right, we've got a green signal. We're off to Gillingham. And if I put the train into forward, it will help. Rob FC Gaming, that is true about the 313 release on the 28th of October. I wonder if it's possible to kind of just reskin the 313 and the 313 cab, just reskin it a little bit and turn it into a 455, because they're, I believe they're relatively similar. And that would be really good if we really do need a 455 for the Brighton main line, so we can do some of the metro services out of Victoria. Kaedin, I like that view. Hunter Rider, love your stream. Thank you very much. So the next station is Gillingham, and it's 2.6 miles away. Kent Frashlover, if you feel that your route knowledge for a particular route or section of route is getting a bit hazy, can you request to be trained back over it? Yeah, absolutely. If you're not confident on a section of route, then you ask for what's called a route refresher, which is you'll normally go out in a cab with another driver on a normal service train, just sit in the second man side, sit in that lovely seat there. Just look out the window and refresh your memory on it. You're actually obliged, I believe it's every 6 months, on passenger companies, you're obliged every 6 months you must pass over the route, whether that's actually driving it or just refreshing it. I think we can keep the power open, can't we? We're doing alright. AWS. Clear to green. Maxwell, Deadwell, are you able to have a drink of water while in the moving cab? Absolutely, Max. Yes, you can. Like I said before, there is a photo somewhere. I don't know where it is. If anyone's got it, you can post it in the Discord. I'm sure someone will have the photo somewhere. You can pop it in there. But there is a there's a photo of me eating Domino's driving along, which I'm not proud of. So, because we had a yellow signal, I've made the decision to slow down. As a driver, I don't like seeing yellow signals. Yellow signals for me create risk. So if I can slow my train down and run on green signals, then that's what I want to be doing. And of course there was a 60 coming up, so that's the real reason I slowed down. Gillingham Depot, which is all but one network are empty. I remember back in the days, back in the olden days when there used to be 508s in Gillingham Depot. Fishbowl, if you're doing that route refresh from the second seat, are you able to use a device such as a camera? Yeah, I see where you're going with this. If you got permission from your manager, then I'm sure that would be fine. But I don't think a lot of companies would allow that. Peter Green, but I guess no beer in the cab. Possibly on your last day before retirement, if you don't plan on coming back. But then the British Transport Police and the Health and Safety at Work Act might have something to do with that. But yeah, no beer in the cab. Gillingham. Any Gillingham FC fans in tonight? We haven't overshot a station yet, or had a spad. Hashtag spad rail. I've got a lovely little overlay if we have a spad. No, I haven't, because I haven't programmed it in yet. I've been sent a lovely little overlay which I can use. Right, we are 12 on the 12, into neutral, open the doors. Daniel Gold, are there any passenger trains where the driver has their own toilet? Not that I'm aware of, no. District driver, on the London Underground side of things, the D78 stop, we used to use the emergency shoe paddle as a makeshift coffee table. Never used to be without a cup of coffee. On a, I'm telling you this completely unofficially, of course, on YouTube. On a Class 66 in the number 1 end cab, you can open up the MCB cabinet and it folds down and makes a lovely little table for having your dinner on. But of course I didn't tell you that in a stream on YouTube. I wouldn't do something like that. Grant from Trains, I got a driver of a Class 91 to take a photo of the cab for me and he had the entire 3-course meal set up. Yeah, why not? Why not? Robert, what passenger train company did you used to work for? That would have been Southeastern, which I can now say because as of yesterday they no longer exist. Stop at Chatham, 1.4 miles, so into forward, and let's take some power. So our speed limit is 60. Hunter Rider, have you ever had a SPAD in your career? I've never had a Category A SPAD, which is a SPAD where the driver was at fault. I've had 2, maybe 3 Category B SPADs where the signal's reverted back to danger in front of me, but obviously that's not my fault, there's nothing I can do about that. If you're approaching a green light at 70-80 miles an hour and it goes to red in front of you, there's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately. Reese, hope you had a good day. I had an eventful day today, Reese. I can't say too much about my day, but we had a few issues today and it was eventful. Oh. Kent Frashlover recently popped into Gillingham depot last month. Apart from the dodgy backstreet walking to the depot, it was a rather fun day visiting a new depot for work. Yeah, I've never actually been to the depot at Gillingham itself. I don't think I've ever been to Gillingham. Do you know, tell a lie, I have been to Gillingham because there's a skating ring there, and I've been ice skating with the kids at Gillingham. So around in the corner, drops to 30, and then we're into Chatham. Andrew B, evening. Andy Evans, do you want a cup of tea? This happens every single stream. Andy is my son. He normally comes up behind me with a sign saying, do you want a cup of tea? But he's gone high tech today and posted it in the chat. Of course I would like a cup of tea. And behind me in a minute you'll see him walk out of that little white door into the kitchen. And now we're speeding. Train spotting. Did you see that DRS is selling a lot of 20s, 37s and 57s? Yeah, does anyone fancy clubbing together to buy one? Have we'll chip in a fiver. I'm sure we... If I had the spare cash and I could get a consortium of people together, then I would seriously consider buying one if we could find a heritage railway to keep it on. There we go, the T-Boy's coming, the T-Boy's coming. The T-Boy's coming. Yeah, my driving, it's really difficult when you don't know the route. Obviously I'm not concentrating fully on the game as well, I'm kind of looking in the chat and bits and bobs. So coming in really slow everywhere. And the brakes on this are not actually good at all. Two yellows, 12 on the 12, into neutral, open the doors. Let's have a little look to see what we've got going on in the Discord server. There is a picture of me driving with sunglasses on. And 20s at what looks like Groombridge on the Spa Valley. And 66799 I believe in Tunbridge Yard at the moment. I walked straight past that today. Should have taken a picture of it, but I was running late to get my train home today, so I didn't get a chance to. Handsome fellow with sunglasses on there. We are loading passengers, loading passengers, loading passengers. Let's change the view. Keeping the stream nice and dynamic by changing the views. Andrew B, have you ever taken part in a diesel gala? I went to one in Swanage a few years ago. I went to the Spa Valley Diesel Gala a couple of years ago, Andrew, but I've never taken part in one or sort of driven in one. But I went to the Spa Valley and filmed it a couple of years ago. It was one of my very early videos. Right, we've got a green, into forward, that always helps, and I'm not very good at remembering to do that. 0.8 miles to Rochester. I believe we're 30 all the way round, so we go through the old station first. Chris Hillard, I spoke to a driver once who said it's standard to stop in brake step 1, but then I spoke to a Eurostar driver who just released the brakes when coming to standstill for a smoother stop. Yeah, we've mentioned that a couple of times, Chris. If you're in a train with free brake steps, which a lot of sort of previous generation EMUs have, and DMUs, then you aim to stop at every station in brake step 1, brake step 2. You don't try and come in too heavy. If you're coming into every station using brake step 3, then eventually you're going to come unstuck because you've got nothing in reserve. I think you mean though as you come to a stand. So yeah, as you come to a stand, you want to try and be in brake step 1. Some drivers will release the brake for a smoother stop, which is obviously a really good thing to do. Some drivers, sorry, my son was kicking off about something. Yeah, some drivers will release the brake as they come to a stand for a smoother stop, which is good practice. But yeah, brake step 1 is where you want to be, otherwise you get a bit of a nasty jolt when you stop. So LD Smoglitz, what do the categories of SPAD mean? I'm not entirely sure. I believe that there'll be someone in the chat who's a better place to answer this than me, I imagine. But I believe Category A SPAD is where the driver's at fault. I believe a Category B SPAD is where the... I think a Category B might be... What is that train in white? That looks awful. I believe a Category B SPAD may be technical problems, i.e. the track circuit's dropped or something's happened like that. And I think Category C might be signaller error. I believe there's Category D as well. I'm not entirely sure what they all are, but I'm sure someone in the chat will know. Rochester. 12 on the 12. Neutral, and we're going to press the right button this time. There we go. I'm sure Wikipedia has the answer. TM, yeah. Wikipedia knows everything, but lies. Paul B, Class 20s are cool. Yeah, we had Class 20s at my depot, but I missed out on them, unfortunately, and they've gone now. So I'd like to think they'll come back and I get a chance to drive them, but I'm not holding my breath on that. There we go, talking of Class 20s. Pig and Bob over in the Discord, Class 20s. And Daniel B, TDM, Winston Churchill Loco from the Romney Hive and Dymchurch, which, like I said, is just down the road from me, and I do definitely need to get down there. If you're not in the Discord as well, link is in the description below. You'll be very welcome to join our friendly community that we got going over there. We now have an admin team, a moderation team, which is doing a really good job, and I thank them very much for that. And we've got some bots set up in there, so it's a friendly place to be once again. Wrong way. Where are we going? Green. Strood, 1232. Yeah, TM, thanks for answering that one for me. Hunter Rider, I like the Class 380. I need to get out and about on the network actually and have a look at some of the newer rolling stock. I want to get over to Anglia and have a look at the some of the Stadler units that they've got over there. I think it's Stadler units. Someone will confirm or deny that for me. But I haven't been out of my patch for quite a long time now, so there's quite a lot of new stock that I'm missing out on that I need to go and ride and film. Rob FC Gaming, Richard, did you ever drive free car 37? Yes, we used to drive the free car ones. We used to drive 377s as well. We used to do a little bit of work, cross-covering work for Southern. We had a particular job where you had it's 20 around this corner, isn't it? So I do know the route. I do know the route, honestly. Yeah, we had a little bit of work covering for Southern, and we used to have one job which was a 12-car train, but it was 4 free cars, and 4 free cars is really, really slow. You've got one less motor than what you'd have on a 12-car made of 4 cars, and you've got more auxiliary converter module drawing power, so you're taking a lot more power out of the conductor rail, but you're turning less of that power into traction current. So yeah, a little bit sluggish. 15 into Strood. Typing Squirrel, if there was an emergency, would you put the throttle brake into emergency or slash the big red button? Whatever you're closest to. You've normally got your hand on the controller, so it would normally be the easiest option to use that. But it could be a conductor in the back cab. It could be that you're route learning and you've seen something. So yeah, whatever's easier for you. They all do the same thing. If you get in that situation where you need to use the emergency brake, you're not really thinking about which one you're going to use. You're kind of just doing it. On the 12. Into neutral, open the doors. Let's get an external view. There she is. Love the light reflecting off the side there. That looks superb. So, what does everyone think of the Train Sim World Rivet Games West? Is it the West Cornwall route or the Cornwall route that's coming out? I didn't watch the stream in full, I will admit, but I have watched bits of it. I quite like the look of it. I think it looks nice. It's one I'm definitely going to get and definitely going to have a play of. But be interested to hear in the chat what you guys think of that one. Like I say, it'd be really nice to get the 150 and get the 37 as well. I believe there is a 37 in Train Sim World already, but it'd be really nice to have a play with that. But yeah, be interested to see what you guys think about that, because reading the chat on the live stream, if there was a few people that were quite disappointed with the route, but I think it looks good, and I think it'd be a good addition to Train Sim World. Manuel Wagner, welcome to Dad Rail. "91 of you in the chat, and you are all very welcome here. Don't forget to please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, then do also subscribe." We're going into forward. We're leaving Strood, heading for Gravesend, and it's still not working. Forward. Now it's working. So I've updated the settings. I use Streamlabs OBS to stream this out to you. As if I use that one, as you can see on my screen up here, and I've changed the settings. I've increased the bitrate in OBS a little bit to make the stream better quality. So I'll be interested to hear how the stream looks to you guys, whether the stream looks pixelated, jumpy. My end it looks pretty good, but I'll be very interested to see what sort of experience you guys are getting. Peter Green, West Cornwall looks good, but I wish they had more modern rolling stock, e.g. Class 800. They should, ZLD Smogless, they should add a 170 in Train Sim World. Tom Harvey, welcome to Dad Rail. So we are in Strood Tunnel, and then we go into Higham Tunnel. And these were originally canal tunnels before the railway come along. Used to be a canal that run through these. Dazzle Get, sorry if I'm pronouncing your username wrong. Stream looking better, occasionally pixely, but nothing bad. That's good to hear. Yeah, it's kind of getting the bit rate right. So if I put the bit rate too high, then my internet connection doesn't like it, and you start getting a really pixelated stream. So it's just trying to get it at that level where it's still looking good, good and smooth. Hopefully it's coming out to you okay. Hunter Rider, the stream is splendid. Thank you very much. I think there's quite a lot of love in the chat for a 170 in Train Sim World. I tell you what, Train Sim World, full of good ideas, me. We'll have a 170, reskin it as a 171, and then release the other part of the East Coastway from Eastbourne to Ashford. What do we think of that idea? I would say that because it goes through Hastings, of course, which is my my local station. Was Who Junction a shunting yard for canal boats? Oh dear, oh dear. So while we're in tunnels, which are pretty boring, let's jump into the Discord and have a little look. Joshua's posting signals and conductor panels. Like I said, unfortunately I can't scroll up on the Discord. I'm going to resize it so I think we can see 3 pictures at a time. Yeah, if you want to post anything in there, guys, anything you like, any pictures, you've got pictures of me or general railway pictures, as long as it's As long as it's family friendly, then of course Discord link in the description below. Oh, we're not stopping at Higham, are we? Don't need to be putting the brakes on. Higham looks really nice. It's graphically, I think Train Sim World 2 is very nice. So from Who Junction to Springhead Junction, I do actually sign, so I should be able to drive that bit properly. £170 Edinburgh to Aberdeen along the HST. I think we've got quite a lot of routes based down in the southeast, so obviously that's where I think Dovetail Games are based in Chatham. So yeah, I support the idea of having some routes elsewhere in the country. Obviously we've got the West Cornwall coming out, but I think we've got the Cathcart Circle I want to say as well. I certainly do want to look at definitely expanding my route collection. So yeah, Who Junction, Dovetail Games. I don't like Who Junction. I know it's only supposed to be a representation, but the biggest problem here is that Who Junction sidings are on the same level as the main line when they are actually set above the main line in real life. The layout's pretty good, but yeah, I generally don't like the way Who Junction looks on there. As a train driver, what are your thoughts on the BHP freight train that travel at 275 km an hour with 682 ore cars? I haven't actually heard about that. I'm going to Google that after we finish the stream. That sounds quite interesting. Daniel B, TDM Games and Trains. Is the Hastings line on this game? No, it's not. I don't think, in terms of official add-ons, I don't think the Hastings line is part of any official add-on. Obviously in Train Sim Classic, there's a few user add-ons that have got the Hastings line on them. Linden, Parfitt, South Wales would be nice to see. Yeah, some beautiful railways down in South Wales. There's beautiful railways in Wales, full stop. So we drop to 50 in a minute, and then we get a 30 just before the station at Gravesend. South Wales Rail fan, evening, did I miss anything? About an hour of the stream. But you can catch up by watching it back. No, it's been good so far. It's been good. Yeah, we need to get down for that 50, and then we'll be thinking about the 30 as we come through the cutting into the station. I don't know if anyone saw on YouTube, I think it's Yorwe, a YouTuber called Yorwe or something like that, who's done a bit of a Dovetail Games parody thing with the whole Brighton mainline route, which is really entertaining. I'm not sure Dovetail Games would like be too happy with it, but it was really entertaining. I think it's Yorwe. If you search Yorwe, you'll find it. Martin Cullen, welcome to Dad Rail. Yeah, I've come down massively too early for the 30 there. Daniel Gold, are the 395 sounds accurate? I think they're pretty good, Daniel, yeah. The flying game, pressing Alt F4 will pause the game for you to take a screenshot. Yes, of course it will. There we go, we'll get down to the 30. TM, how are you spelling your Wii? You're lucky the bots didn't kick you out for that. I think it's Yawie. W-A-Y-I-E or something along those lines. Typing Squirrel, do you think HST will be a worthwhile investment for the country, or would it have been better to spend the money on upgrading the existing network? It's very contagious, HS2. I think contagious is the right word. A controversial. I mean, at the end of the day, you can only upgrade the network so far. There comes a time when you've got to add additional capacity to the network. And my personal thoughts on HS2, if we're gonna, it's a lot of money. If we're going to start rivaling air travel and we're going to catch up with the rest of Europe in terms of high-speed rail, then it needs to be built. It's very expensive, of course it is, and maybe just after a pandemic isn't the right time to build it. But I think whether it's now or whether it's in 20 years' time, it's going to have to be built. It's like they do with motorways, you know, that eventually they have to add more lanes to them. With a railway track, it's difficult to do that. You add more tracks, build more tracks, or 12 and 12. Yeah, you've got to build more tracks or increase capacity somehow. There is an argument that says if you spend the money, you could get in-cab signalling on all the routes and all the trains. Then you can decrease the headways and stuff like that, and get more trains through the network. But yeah, I personally think HS2 is necessary. Whether the agreed routes and everything are perfect, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I believe HS2 is necessary. Lee B, hello, welcome to Dad Rail. So the Smogless, getting up quite early tomorrow. I've got a day off tomorrow, but thanks for joining us. ECML125 at Yowie. Yeah, something like that. Do go subscribe to him. Tell him that I sent you. Oh, we got a nice Jack Miniature Trains. Welcome to Dad Rail. Daniel God would prefer more motorways, to be honest. No comment on that. Although in certain areas we certainly do need them. So we're going to get onto the high speed bit of the route in a minute. Objective complete. Off to Ebbsfleet. We're in forward already. Full power. Although we are 30 leaving here, and then it goes up to 70 just round the corner. Just going to give my Patreon a little bit of a plug as well, guys. If you want to support me further, you can do over on my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/dadrail, for some exclusive benefits, early access and bits and bobs like that. I do post some train driver bits on there that I don't necessarily feel comfortable posting on social media, but as it's a closed platform, I feel a bit more comfortable posting them on there. So yeah, patreon.com/dadrail, and to everyone who already is my Patreon, thank you very much for all your support. Another Javelin. Right, off we go. 70, 75. Freight, we don't go faster than 60 as freight trains, so tell a lie. Actually, class 4s we do 75. So Paul B would personally like to see a few older routes reinstated as opposed to HS2. A station at West Marine would be a great start for us locals. Yeah, I think there's merit. I think Glyne Gat would be a really good one, Paul. On that note, I think there's definitely a lot of merit to what you're saying. It'd be really good to get some of the old branch lines installed. Maybe talking southeast here, but Brighton Main Line 2 with the Uckfield route would be really good. But at the end of the day, I honestly think they need to be done in addition to HS2. I don't think they need to be done instead of. I think it needs to be in addition to. If we're going to get people into public transport, it needs to be cheaper, more reliable and more accessible. It's as simple as that. I find personally it's still cheaper for me to drive to most places, especially if I'm taking the wife and the kids with me. It's cheaper to drive than what it is to get the train, and it really shouldn't be like that. So I just noticed on approach to Springhead Junction here, the preliminary route indicators are not modelled or don't work. So we should have had, they were there, but they weren't working, preliminary route indicators. Cool. We went across that junction much lower than the speed limit, and it was all over the place. So into Ebbsfleet, and then we'll do the changeover. Oh, it's really not slowing down very well here. There we go. Daniel Gold, driving is usually quicker too if you count door to door rather than point to point. Yeah, definitely. Completely agree with you there. It's convenience as well. And until they get that sorted out, until they make the trains more attractive financially and stuff, then especially some of the long distance journeys, it's cheaper and quicker to fly, and all the time it's like that. I mean, people are just not going to want to take the train. I mean, obviously people do take the train, but it's a crazy situation to be in. Right, so into neutral, and we're going to open the doors on that side. Right, so pantograph is down at the moment, and so are the shoes. I don't know if the shoes raise actually. It'd be very interesting. Let's have a look. So now we're going to do the changeover. We're going to do CTRL, press and hold, 5 seconds. You've got AC, DC and CTRL because the I believe the voltage is the same, but it's got something to do with the wire heights. I believe CTRL has fixed wire heights where the AC doesn't. So I'm sure someone in the chat will be able to confirm or deny that. And pan up, shoes down button. And we're going to press and hold that. We've got line bolts. The vacuum circuit breaker is open. That should close in a minute. I might need to be in neutral actually. It's pretty bad of me. Let's give it a go again. Pan up, shoes down. Yeah, vacuum circuit breaker's gone out. We've got line bolts. So yeah, so the pantograph has gone up and the shoes have also gone up, which is very, very nice. So we're going to lock doors. And we go into in-cab signalling here as well. That's what the little cab marker denotes. And you going onto the up line. Into forward. This is where the computer doesn't like the speed and loading everything in really quickly. So hopefully it doesn't get too jumpy. So the TVM should, I think it's called TVM, in-cab signalling should fire up in a minute. There we go, 130. Or is this the ETMS? Or the KVB? Oh, there's lots of different systems on here. Someone will know what it's called. Is it TVM? Games at UK, how are you? Very well. How are you? Obviously the speedo, once we go into CTRL, the speedo changes to kilometres as well, which is really good. Dave Holden would love to see the Riviera line or the Seton and Carlisle. Yeah, both beautiful routes. 130. We can actually get rid of all the heads-up display now because the in-cab signalling system tells us everything we need to know. It is a really, really good system. Those corners are really rough. Yeah, the in-cab signalling, TVM, yeah, that's what yeah, TVM 430. 225, full speed ahead. The only problem is I can't see what power or brake notch I'm in. Transmission, voice machine. Train spotting, did you just say AC/DC as in the band that made the song Back in Black? Back in Black, Thunderstruck. Oh, what a group, AC/DC. Superb. TM, trains need to be the future of travel or we won't make CO2 goals. Yeah, you're really right there. Alt F4 will show the FPS counter. Solid 60 FPS. No, it's just dropped to 58. But solid 60 FPS at the moment on my end. So hopefully the stream's reflecting that. Computer's pretty powerful. Most routes run pretty solidly. A bit of sound glitch there. QE2 bridge, M25. The gradients on this route are very steep. South Coast Level Crossings, good evening. I was very lucky in as much that I was working for Southeastern when the high-speed service was introduced. And I don't know if you remember that far back, but they run a special service. It was like St Pancras to Ebbsfleet, like a preview service. But before they done that, they done a staff-only service, which was the first daytime run of a 395 because they'd been doing nighttime testing. And we set off from Ramsgate and we went to Ebbsfleet, then up to St Pancras and back down to Ashford. Ebbsfleet station wasn't even built, and the new platforms of St Pancras weren't built. And we were all invited along as staff, and the idea was they wanted to test the loading times of the trains. So we stopped at Ebbsfleet and everyone had to get off and everyone had to get on. And they had like cardboard cutouts of children and dogs, and they were putting them on the platforms and then taking pictures of the DOO cameras, making sure the visibility and everything was good and doing all their tests. But yeah, it was just staff on that train. It was the first daytime run of a 395 and first time that passengers have been taking up the high speed line on a 395. So yeah, it was a real experience. I wish I'd taken some pictures. I had some sort of memorabilia of the day, because it's you know, first domestic high speed rail line in the UK. It's quite a would have been quite a momentous thing to have some sort of memorabilia from. Welcome to Unreal Engine 4, sound glitches galore. It's not been too bad, I don't think, the sound glitches, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Am I in neutral? I think I'm in neutral. No. I'm in neutral now. Dave Holden, I enjoy your streams. It's good to get a train driver's perspective on Train Sim World too. Yeah, honestly, Dave, I'm impressed with the simulator. I'm very impressed. I know I pick faults in some of it, but Dovetail Games have done a superb job. The driving physics are really good. The driving physics have actually surprised me at just how good they are, and the routes look lovely. Yeah, all credit to Dovetail Games. They've made a really good job of Train Sim World too. Did one of the passengers obstruct the doors? Passengers always obstruct the doors. Sound glitches are horrendous on console, especially the horns. We haven't had any horn action. Not the loudest horn. I think we've got a depot whistle on this somewhere. There we go, it's the Ripple Lane turn off. A lot of Class 92 freight services go off that way. Not that we have much freight on the high speed, which is a bit of a shame. Logan Spooner, welcome to Dadrail. Since I've been doing these live streams, the subscriber count has gone through the roof, which has been really great, and just thank you so much, everybody, for your support. What's the top line speed for Southeastern high speed? The 395s are limited to 225 kilometers an hour. It's 140 miles an hour. I believe, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe the Eurostars, and we're speeding there, look. I believe the Eurostars are 300 kilometers an hour, which is about 186 miles an hour. But I'm sure someone in the chat will be able to confirm or deny that. South Coast Level Crossings, what do you think of the signal in HS1, and is it better than normal colour light signals? I think it is better than normal colour light signals, to be honest with you, yeah. I think the signal's very, very intuitive. It helps you as the driver to drive your train efficiently as well, which is good. Because if you're getting too close to the train in front, it'll start slowing you down. If you move on to the next stage of TVM, I believe you then move into the realms of moving block rather than fixed block points. But that's probably a topic for a video, because I'd need to do the research in order to make it. So. Oh, Dazzlegate, yeah, 320 km/h for the E320. I'm ashamed to say I've never been on a Eurostar. I went through the tunnel on Le Châtel, but I've never been on a Eurostar, and I'm ashamed to say that. So 225 with flashing. So what that tells me is at the next marker point we can expect a lower speed. So we're still allowed to do 225, but when we go past the next marker board we'll get another speed indicated. So there you go, 200 flashing. That means we need to be doing 200 at the marker board, which are every kilometre. And because it's flashing at me, when we go past the marker board, we can expect a lower speed. Matthew Williams, welcome to Dead Rail. 160, yeah, I really need to get some braking. I'm going to put the HUD on because I can't see where my braking's at. Lots of brake going in. Yeah, the brakes are really not very good on this. I have an alarm going off. I'm trying to acknowledge it, but it's not working. Right, I believe what I've done there is because I didn't get my speed off quick enough. The train's intervened and it's done it for me. So that's good. Yeah, that would now be a conversation with my manager. Aaron Thompson, welcome to Dad Rail. So now I've just got to let... I believe they release at about 10 kilometres an hour or something like that. There you go, yeah, it's allowing me to release. Does anyone know how I reset that? Someone's... Yeah, TVM penalty brake application, because I didn't get my speed down quick enough. Train fault acknowledged, safety system. Now we've opened the nose. Okay, let's go into neutral, see if that shuts it up. Into forward. Guys, how do I shut the alarm up? I'll shut down the cab and open it up again. No, that doesn't work either. Does Q do it? No, I'm pressing Q. Q doesn't work. Joao Saeed, I think that is. Welcome to Dad Rail. Any ideas, guys? Back to emergency, then step 4. Okay. Ah, well done, that man. Okay, we've had a conversation. We're all good to go. We're good for 100. No, what are we doing? Okay, we're not supposed to go that way. I think we're having another conversation with my manager now. Right, MCB light is on, so neutral, pan up, shoes down, which should hopefully clear that. Yeah, it's gone out, so it should, fingers crossed, work. Please. Hey! It wouldn't be a Dad Rail stream if something like that didn't happen. If I was to bugger up on a real train as often as I do on this, then I'd be out of a job very, very quickly. Maxwell Wayne Shepherd, hashtag SpadRail. Not quite, not quite. I'm not taking it as a spad. Let's turn the cab light off. Right, so we're good for 100. TVM works, it does. Demoted to cleaner. Very important role cleaners play on the railway, play in all walks of life. Right, we're very gingerly with our speed now into St Pancras. No, we're not. We're coming to Stratford. Definitely sacked. He doesn't even know the names of the stations. Doobie-doo-doo. 12 for the 12. Yeah, I would have thought the brakes on this would have been much, much better. I don't know if they're realistically simulated or not. Like I say, I never drove this at more than 10 miles an hour. But the brakes do seem really, really poor. like brake step 5 and it just doesn't want to slow down. Unlock doors. Into neutral first. What have we got over there? A drain at Wokingham Station. We get all sorts in our Discord server, and now we're on to drains. Joshy11. There we go. What is that there? I have no idea what that is. That's my knowledge of modern EMUs is not great, I'm afraid. Yeah, don't forget, if you want to post in the Discord, link is in the description below, and you're more than welcome to join us over there. We're still loading passengers. We're still loading passengers. Lewis Kerr, do SPADs happen often in the real world? I've just joined the railway, so I haven't witnessed one as yet. I've never witnessed one myself, Lewis, not a Category A SPAD where it's been the driver's fault. One SPAD is too many, to be completely honest with you, but I don't believe they happen that often. They're not a regular occurrence. I say not a regular occurrence, so maybe I wouldn't like to hazard a guess. Actually, I don't know the statistics at all. But it's certainly at my depot when I was down in Hastings. No SPADs in maybe 3 or 4 years. Amongst like 50 drivers, you got 50 drivers who've gone 5 years without a SPAD. So that kind of gives you the sort of levels we're working at. But if you go on the RSSB website, I'm sure they'll have the solid data on that. It's a DVT from a TP Class 68 train. Oh, I do like the 68s. Yeah, I need to get up on the Trans-Pennine service. I need to go up north soon, guys. I need to spend a couple of days up north. I need to go and see Jack. If you're in the chat, I need to go and see Jack at the National Railway Museum. Certainly have a look at some of the stock up there. 225, off we go. Bus drivers SPAD all the time. Tunnel driving is not particularly. It doesn't make for particularly exciting watching for you guys, does it? Even from a different angle. You see me relaxing here with my new Stream Deck setup. My microphone, which will soon be replaced, so the audio quality should be a little bit better. Oh, it's beeping at me. Right, we get back to the game. We've got something to do. We'll see if we can do it this time without activating the TVM, tripping it out. I mean, we should be alright. We're doing like 158 and it's going to come down to 180 or 200, I guess. Love the Northern Trans-Pennine route for Train Sim World 2, especially the Class 101. I'll have to check that route out. Yeah, 200. We're already under 200, and because it's not flashing at us, it's going to remain at 200 when we go past the marker board. Peter Green, Wales' fastest tube train. It effectively is. I think the tunnels are like 15-20 kilometres long or something ridiculous. Oh, 200. But 200 is flashing, which means we're expecting it to come down again. So I'm going to accelerate a little bit. I expect it's going to come down to 180. Oh, 160. We'll coast for the minute then, just leave it as it is. South Coast level crossings, what's the difference between green flashing square and the whitish diamond? I think that's just the way the speeds are indicated. I don't know a great deal about... So I'm getting my speed down really quick now, taking no chances. I don't know a great deal about the TVM system. I believe when the speed is changing, it's in the diamonds. When it's settled, it's in the green. I haven't even looked at the manual, to be honest, for it. Aaron Thompson, signal system. This is TVM 430, I believe it is, as someone said in the chat earlier on, which is just in-cab signalling system, which is fitted to high speed 1. Oh, does it? I think the diamonds are set speed limits rather than dynamically imposed ones. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So what about the 80 there with nothing on it? Ship Productions faults on Merseyrail 777. I got to have a look in one of those when they come up from Dollond's Moor when they were being delivered. I had some pictures on my old phone of the cabs and stuff on those. They looked quite nice from what I saw, but I've not been on one. But you can't beat a 507 and a 508. You've got to be nostalgic about that. Is it 507s they've got on Merseyrail? So we're back onto classical signalling now as we emerge from London Tunnel 1. East Coast Main Line 125, there is about 200 spats a year across the entire UK, so less than one a day. I would imagine a large amount of those as well will be inside depots and sidings on shunt signals, so there'll be low risk spads, but obviously they still count towards the total. And obviously we've got things like TPWS to protect against. They won't necessarily prevent a spad, but they should mitigate the consequences of a spad. So although it'll stop you going past the signal, it might not necessarily. It might not stop you going past the signal, but it should stop the train before you reach a sort of set of points or a conflict area. You have something called an overlap on signals, which is something I'm going to make a video about. I'd like to sort of make a really detailed video on UK railway signalling, talking about overlaps and catch points and bits and bobs like that, rather than just sort of, you know, what the difference is between an automatic signal, controlled signal, semi-automatic signals you can pass at danger under your own authority, bits and bobs like that. And yes, there are signals you can pass at danger under your own authority, believe it or not. Does HS1 have both miles per hour and kilometres an hour? No, HS1 speeds are kilometres an hour. There should be a TPWS on approach to these buffer stops, but I don't think it's got it fitted. We'll slow down just in case. Yeah, Mr. Crompton, yeah, HS1's kilometres an hour, but the train has both. When we switch over to DC, the speedo will automatically go back to miles an hour for the classic network. I want to have a little play with a nose cone as well and see if that works as it should do. Oh, stop. Full brakes, DRA, neutral, and open the doors. So I'm going to have a little look at the nose cone. Oh, there we go, yeah, look at that. Nice Delna coupling on there. And then we should be able to close the nose cone up again. No, it's over here on the back wall, I believe, isn't it? Unit hatch close. Quick, run, 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 run. There we go. I love the flies on the front as well, that's really good. There was, when the 395s come out, there was a couple that got nose cones damaged where the drivers had attempted to attach them without opening the nose cones. They then brought out an instruction that says you must stop 6 foot away from the other unit. You then had to physically get out the cab and check the nose cone before you made the attachment. So that was to prevent that happening. Loading passengers. This is going to take ages. I want to see what my score was. I bet we still get kind of a gold medal even though we were late, tripped the TVM, and we had lots of speeding. I bet we still get a good score though. So while we're waiting for that, because it looks like it's going to take ages, let's jump into Discord. We're going to do a networker run as well afterwards. Elizabeth Harrison, who is new to the Discord. Nice 700s there. Is a 700 nice? The cabs are nice. The ironing board seats though. Another train with ironing board seats. They're the GWR IEPs, I want to call them. IETs, IEPs. And a proper train at the bottom there, the 37. Oh, controversial. Do we like a warship? I think they look nice, but I know there's lots of people that don't like them. Nom nom, Maxwell. Come on, game. What score are you giving me? I've got to go and lock the doors first. Door sounds are nice. Objective complete. Oh, we got a silver. We'll settle for that. I think that's probably because of the delay. Quite a lot of delay there. They're IETs, and it's a Western, not a warship. Yeah, I need to. I need to spend a bit of time sort of getting up to scratch on. I know what I know, but I don't know what I don't know. Let's put it that way. Obviously, someone says in the chat. Right, we'll go back to the main menu. BR187, the DB187, which I believe they don't have a proper sound pack for yet. They've reused, I think it was the 101 sound pack they said in the stream. Hello Fishbowl, welcome back. We are going to do a networker run now because I think lots of people wanted to see a networker run. If you want to see a networker run, hashtag networker in the chat. It doesn't matter if you hashtag or not, we're going to do it anyway because because I promised, and I'm good like that. I've driven this train on this route for about 5 minutes to have a look at it, so I'd be quite interested to compare it to the Train Sim Classic networker and see how it compares. Should we make this a bit more interesting? Let's have lots of cloud and lots of wind. We'll have a little bit of precipitation and a lot of wetness. Yeah, let's see if we get any low adhesion. If we get low adhesion under braking conditions. Leo's trains, do you have roadblocks? My children play Roblox. Gillingham to Vic. No, we want to do a take this Rainham service from Gravesend. Yeah, Gravesend to Rainham. I think that's how long's that? Half an hour, and then yeah, we'll do that one, and then we'll wrap the stream up. I'm going to be doing a special Halloween stream. And I've got a few ideas. We're gonna do something a little bit special and make it a little bit more interesting. And I shall be putting a video out on YouTube with some details about that and how you can get involved in that. I've just got an idea, and I'm going to follow it through and just see if it works. But if it does work, it could be good fun. It's experimental. I've not seen anyone else do it on YouTube. Someone probably is. I just haven't seen them. Let's jump in game. Right, so we are 4 cars, 144 tons, class 465 Gravesend to Rainham. Begin. Okay. The clocks never work in networkers. Really nice feature, but it never works. So let's get some safety systems in, which are up here, aren't they, on networkers? TPWS normal. Is the AWS separate, or is it all on the same one? Well, we'll soon find out. Or they just got the trip switch out for AWS. No, they're all where they should be. Right, let's get a key in and see what happens. And put it around outside. Rainham on the destination display. Need to get some lights on. Got a nice tight lock coupler on the front. Again, yeah, lovely looking model dovetail trains. Love the reflections on the side. That's really nice. Right, we're on a green signal. What are we doing? Unlock doors. So we've got the line light. Regen brake is off. Can we turn it on? Oh, we can. Does it make any difference if we have the regen brake on or off? We'll keep it off for a minute and then we'll try it with on and see if it makes any genuine difference. We better put some lights on as well. Headlight and marker light. There we go. Load passengers. We've still got safety systems isolated. Oh yeah, of course we've got the DSD isolated. Lock doors. It would be nice to see some sort of dispatch system on here as well. Objective complete. High on platform 2. Into forward. It's 30 miles an hour leaving here. Let's open the window so we can hear the motors. Turn on the regenerative braking. Go on then. It's on. Brakes on this are pretty good. Sounds nice, yeah. Wipers. Where are we? Intermittent. No. Intermittent. So we're up to 50 and then we are 70 round the corner. Oh, I know this bit of the route, so we're all good on this bit. We'll have a look around the train when we get to Higham as well. I want to check the passenger compartments out. Like I say, I haven't really had a drive on the network or on here, so I'm quite interested to have a proper look around it. I drive these with cab doors open for the sounds. Can you tell Armstrong Powerhouse recorded the sounds ECML 125? Yeah, the sounds are nice. Now, of course, these have a top speed of 75, so of course I'm going to go more than 75 and see if it chucks me out. Speed limit's only 70 at the moment, so we can't, but so I noted with the 66 that we could go as fast as we wanted and it didn't throw a wobbly. Sam Brooks, how much of this route do you drive in real life? From Gravesend to Who Junction on this particular route. That's all I do in real life on this route. Metcam or Braille? Oh, now you're asking. This is a Metcam. The way I can tell you it's a Metcam is because the power controller has this little red hill start buttons. On the Brailles you have a really big hill start, silver hill start button, which is much more comfortable to use. Stanley, I've just joined. Please can someone quickly fill me in? We are driving from Gravesend to Rainham in a class 465. We've just done a Faversham to St Pancras in a 395, and if you want to go back and watch any of those, you can do. So we're off to Higham, 1.7 miles away. Going to go past Who Junction, which of course is not that well modelled in my opinion. The dovetail games are very much forgiven because they've done a really good job. Southern, you can go faster than 75, but only like 7 miles an hour. Like real life, it's just limited to stop damage to the motors. Oh, that's interesting. Leo's Trains, does the hill start button work? I don't believe it does, no. We want to get some braking in a minute for Higham as well. We've got a 4 car. It's quite disappointing that there's no low adhesion condition simulated under braking. There is definitely under power. I've had wheel slip under power, but never under braking. I had a lovely bit of wheel slip yesterday on Free Whiskey 70. Put some nice wheel flats on my loco. Place called Warnham, just outside Horsham on the back road. Running brake test, put the brakes into initial, and my speedo went straight down to 0. And then everything kind of goes quiet as the wheels have locked up and you're just skidding along the track. Yeah, so I released the brake, and as the brake come off, it takes ages for the brakes to come off. The wheels started rotating, and then you got bang, 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 bang. So, oh, I've got flats now. Right, we're going to try and come into these stations a little bit faster. Like I say, when you know the route and you've got a good braking point, then it's much easier. You can literally get your braking points really, really precise. When I was doing my initial driver training with my driving instructor, we would try and pick our braking points. So you would put the train into brake step 1 and leave it. So you would go brake step 1 and it would stop bang on the mark, and that was the goal for the day. If you could get 2 in a day, it was like the donut challenge almost. And we used to do it quite regularly. You know, you'd know exactly what speed to shut off at, exactly where you're braking, and you could put the brake in brake step 1 at the right speed at the right place, and the train would stop bang on the car marker where you want to be. And it's there's a little bit of luck involved in it, of course there is, but it's quite satisfying when it happens. I done it at Hildenburg once from 100 miles an hour with a 12-car train. Put brake step 1 and then didn't touch the brakes. Just left it alone and it stopped bang on the 12-car mark at Hildenburg. Very satisfying from 100 miles an hour. Is there a running position light on this route? I thought you passed one. Yeah, there would have been one back by Who Junction. Running dummy or running position light as they're called. Yeah. Yes, we have definitely gone. I don't know if there's any more because I don't sign past here, but yeah, we definitely have gone past one. Objective complete. Forward. Off she goes. Do you want the game audio turned up a little bit, guys, so you can enjoy the motors, or are we okay? I use 1,000 yards as a reference to step 1 braking. Leo's trains accelerate really hard. Yeah, we're full power out, which is pretty standard driving technique. So whilst we're going through the tunnel, which is notoriously boring, let's check the Discord. Henry and Andel. Henry and Dell. Prototype for custom sim controller I made for my GCSEs. Never finished due to lockdowns. That looks awesome, sir. What are you... Sorry, saying sir. I shouldn't say sir. That looks awesome. What are you using to interface that? I would be very interested in having a play on that myself. It looks really good. And we got some Pendos. I do like Pendos. Who I'm not watching, but here. It doesn't matter whether you're watching or not. It's all appreciated. And we've got what looks like... I can't scroll up, as I said earlier, unfortunately. But I'm going to say that the top one that we can't see... I'm speeding now, the network. I'm going to say the top one that we can't see is a Perry People Mover. Who reckons the top one we can't see is a People Mover? Please turn the game audio up a couple of notches. Yeah, we can certainly do that. How's that for you? Turn that up a little bit there. Perry People Mover. That's what I reckon it is. That's what I reckon it is. Oh, we've got the AWS which is warning us of the 15 mile an hour speed restriction at the end of the tunnel. I have been along this route, but I don't sign it. I haven't been along it much, but I have been along it once or twice. The brakes on the network are probably a little bit too good, if I'm being honest. Spinning flywheel train. Who thought of that? Yeah, it's energy efficient. People Mover confirmed. Yeah, I'm going to have to get up to... Is it Stourbridge, isn't it? It runs from Stourbridge town. I'm going to have to get up there and have a go on that. problem is, it's like Jeff Marshall has already nicked all the good video ideas and made the videos, so he's not leaving anything for the rest of us. He's cleaning up. But he's not a train driver, so he can't do train driver vlogs. Well, I say that he's driven more simulators than I have. There's a YouTuber called I think it's Ashwood or Ashville as well, who went on the GBRF simulator. It's like, I'm a GBRF driver, I haven't even been on that simulator. Let me have a go. Let me make a YouTube video about it. I haven't asked, to be fair. If I asked, they'd probably arrange something for me. Brad Saf, when driving passenger services, beside driving, what's the main common issue you had on a daily, monthly basis? I don't know really. Trying to get your annual leave approved so you can have a day off. No, I don't know. We disruption on the network and stuff like that is obviously an inconvenience, but I wouldn't say it was a daily occurrence. You tended to go through phases, so you'd be good as gold for a while and everything would be running really well, and then you'd have periods where everything just runs really, really badly. I mean, I know for Southeastern today it's been really bad. They've had some sort of points failure in the New Cross area, which is, they've had a speed restriction put on, so they've had to thin down the services, and it's been really bad. But yeah, no, normally everything's pretty good. Open the doors. Right, we're going to go and have a little look out because we can. Metro defect controller. If anyone's got a mobile phone to hand, give that number a ring and see if it works. If it does, they've made a boo-boo. They've put a Southeastern phone number in the cab. I bet it doesn't. They wouldn't have done that. Surely they wouldn't have done that. That looks really good. Yeah, definitely a Metcam because it's got the first class. That looks okay, that's interesting. Right, that's definitely not right. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Lots of people. Have we got the rush hour passenger mods up and running yet, guys? On the Brighton main line and stuff. Is that a thing yet, or is that still a work in progress? I know there's kind of an unofficial one that's been released. Why am I not moving? Oh, my doors are still open. That helps, doesn't it? Yeah, I know there's kind of an unofficial mod, but it's the official dovetail one's come out yet. Stop at location, Rochester. We're going backwards. Whoa, going forwards now. Stephen, Blades and Razors. Hey, late to the party. Dovetail Games live stream. Dead rail. Only a little bit late. We're wrapping up in a minute, but clicking on the door is meant to simulate you using your key to open. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. But the green light was on the door open button as well, so. It's minor details that, to be fair, unless you're in the industry, you probably wouldn't notice. You know, and it's like I've said before. It's ultimately it is a game, isn't it? And you know they need to appeal to the mass market, otherwise it wouldn't be commercially viable to make it. And I think they've done a really good job at making that balance. Have we got the submarine? We have got the submarine. That is a Soviet submarine in the harbour at Rochester. Is that Rochester or Strood in the harbour? Yeah, on the Medway. Oh, I'm quite surprised they put that in. That's a really nice touch. Aaron Thompson, what would happen to you if you left the cab door open while in passenger service? You would not get traction interlock, so that little blue light there wouldn't come on and you wouldn't be able to take power. The only exception to that would be if you isolated traction interlock which is that isolation switch there, which then bypasses the interlock system, which means you can effectively drive with the doors open. However, I don't know if you can drive with the cab doors open. On a 375 you can't, because if you isolate the traction interlock, it only isolates it on the passenger salon, it doesn't isolate it on the cab door. Because if you have an issue with your cab door and it's not creating interlock on a 375, you can't just isolate it and go. That would be a failure where you'd need assistance at the front of the train. We'll give it a little go in here and see how it works. How'd the submarine get destroyed? Oh, I've got no idea. I think we captured it. Oh, I can't say stuff like that. All opinions and all that. Four ons are four. Neutral doors. What we'll try doing the traction interlock isolation. I don't expect this is going to work, to be completely honest with you. Train lights off. Okay, what that should do is actually turn the saloon lights off. Let's have a look. Yeah, that works. That's cool. It shouldn't turn all of these ones off. It should just do the saloon lights, but it works. That's pretty cool. Rainham. It looks really nice. It does look really nice. So I've got the traction interlock switch out, so let's see if it'll let us go with the doors open. Yeah, I don't think we're taking power there though, are we? I think that's more a... Yeah, no, it shut the doors for me. Never mind. Northern Princess Productions. The submarine was meant to be a museum boat in London. It went bust, so it's parked there because it's cheap. Yeah, possibly because it's cheap. Peter Green, I love the motor, but yeah, the motor sounds very nice. 2 yellows. Green off to Chatham. We can drive along with the driver's door open, though, that's acceptable. There should be a little button here to close the door. There we go. And that's how you do it in real life as well. Reese, why only one headlight and marker light on trains and not 2 headlight on trains? Yeah, some of the new Class 66s and other stock do have 2 headlights on the front. I'm not entirely sure. Probably like bulb life or something like that. If you've only got one on, you only use half the amount of bulb life. But yeah, I don't actually know the answer to that. Chatham. Are we keeping time? Oh, we lost a little bit of time. We'll see if we can get that back. We'll drive a little bit more aggressively and see if we can get the time back. Four on the 4. Open the door. Yeah, to be fair, we probably lost time because I was mucking about looking at the train rather than driving it. South Wales Ralph, I assume your manager would be having a talk with you if the cab door was open whilst on the move. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it, South Wales Ralph. Like I said earlier, you wouldn't get your traction interlock circuit, so that blue light wouldn't be illuminated, and you wouldn't be able to take power. What else have we got? Peter Green, I love the motor buzzing sound too. Yeah, it does sound really nice. Is that the old Rochester station you passed through, Fishbowl? Yes, it is. Yeah. Right. See if we can make up some time. Let's go. Full speed ahead. Train drivers go faster when they're going home. That is a fact. We're going to Gillingham. Tunnel driving equals boring equals Discord. We've got interiors today and cab pictures. That's definitely a 43 at the top. Now what is that the interior of? Is that a pacer? How dare you? I promise we're not speeding as well while you're looking at Discord. 2 yellow. See, I told you we weren't speeding. There's the 50. We've got 4 on. We're well clear of that 50. Come on. Don't forget, guys, if you're not already, then do also consider following me on my social media channels. Facebook.com/dadrail, Twitter.com/dadrail. And of course, Discord link in the description below. You're very welcome to join our friendly community over at Discord. I'm not making up time. Right, we're going to drive aggressively. Where's the station? 0.8 miles. Yeah, we're all right. We're going to keep going. We've got no speed limits coming up. If we can't see you speeding, it's not happening. That is completely true. Unfortunately, my manager can see me do it because on networkers they've got real-time displays. So they can sit in their office on the computer and see exactly what you're doing, what position the controls are in, how fast you're going, and everything. 2 yellows. Gillingham's round the corner. I need to do a bit of route learning on this and have another go. Jack Newell, do we the same on the miniature railway on the last trip? Yeah, last trip of the day. It's going to be extra fast. We're all going home. Brake step 2 on the networker. That's more like it. Back to 1, into 2, AWS, 2 yellows, 4 for the 4. Lots of things to focus on. Too much brake. Into 2, back to 1 for the stop. Open the doors. Driving like a tube driver. Bradders, do ground position lights have TPWS loops? Yes, some of them do. Not all of them. If you have one like exiting a sidings or something like that, it's quite possible, but that it will have. But yeah, it depends on the level of risk. Lock doors. We're already in forward because I didn't put it in neutral because I'm being a rebel. Off to Raynham. Jack Gibson, in what circumstances would it be okay to drive the cab door open? Jack, you cannot drive with the cab door open on a networker. Lots of trains you can't. The main reason is the train would then be out of gauge because the door would protrude on the side of the train, so potentially you could go along and hit other trains and line side objects and stuff. Northern Princess Productions, the yellows before Gillingham are usually for the level crossing. Tube drivers drive with the doors open a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure entirely what the rules are on the underground, but I should imagine they don't have things. I should imagine they don't have the sort of gauging issues and stuff. They're not going to be passing other trains or anything like that. What is going on there? We've got glitching out on the. So I'll give my Patreon another plug, guys. Patreon.com/dadrail. If you want to support me over there, you can do. For early access, exclusive benefits, exclusive subscriber live streams, and merchandise as well. Patreon.com/DadRad. But like I said before, you know, just simply by being in the stream and watching it, you are all supporting me, and it's all really appreciated. Yeah, top speed on the network is 75 fishbowl. Brad has ever worked under pilotman? Yes, once. I've done pilotman work once. We're never going to make up any time. Jack Gibson, what is your favourite train? That is a really difficult question. Favourite one I've driven is the Class 73. My favourite train, full stop, is a really difficult question to answer, and one I don't think I can answer. Yeah, 66 is on the move with cab door opens a few times, South Wales Rough, and 66 cab doors open inwards, so you wouldn't have the gauging issue. And there's no traction interlock systems or anything like that in the Class 66. 2 yellows. Oh, we're starting some braking, I think. Yeah, TM, that's completely correct. Yeah, you don't have interlock on the locomotive. So 74 of you lovely people still in the stream, which is superb. These are really gaining some popularity, these streams, which is really good. If you haven't already, then do please hit the like button and subscribe. That would be fantastic. Helps the algorithms at YouTube to recommend my videos a little bit more. Uno yellow. Platform 0. We should do a station announcement. What do you think? Can't pick up the telephone, but what should you do? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly be arriving at Raynham, where this train will terminate. Please ensure you have all your personal belongings with you, and keep them with you at all times whilst on and around the station. I'd like to thank you for travelling with Southeastern today. Hope you've had a pleasant journey. You probably haven't, but I hope you have. Declaration, quick. This train terminates here. All change, please. All change. Yeah, so it should be 15 at the platform ramps. Would be good driving policy, and then 10 miles an hour for the TPWS loops, which this game doesn't have. I think though the safety systems and stuff, if you start overcomplicating it, then it loses its kind of mass market appeal. But I mean, say that you can isolate them, can't you? So you can capture 2 target audiences. Love the Dad Rail announcement. I'm an expert at those. See, we should be 6 foot off the stops. Is kind of the stopping point, but. Step 3, DRA, neutral, opens the doors. Peter Green, I think London Commuter has TPWS. It does on the route, certainly, but I don't think it does on buffer stops and stuff like that. Jack Newell, good night. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your continued support, Jack. And I look forward to coming up to the Railway Museum for a tour around it very, very soon. Stanley, a few more stations that may not made to keep it novel should have a platform 0. Yeah, kind of the whole platform 0 thing's a bit of a mystery to me. Cause I believe they've just made it platform 0, so they haven't had to change all the signage and on all the other platforms and update all the signalling and stuff. It's like, it's just a cheap way of doing it. I mean, what will be the first station to get a platform -1? I mean, that's going to be the ultimate, isn't it? You know, we've got 0. Do you think in 10 years' time we're going to have a platform -1 and a -2? Or do you think they might actually consider renumbering platforms by that point? Right, there is the score. What's the scores? Silver. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll take it. We will take it. TM, I would argue against making it mass market friendly as it's a simulation. Yeah, I think TM, I think Dovetail Games would say it's not a simulation, it's a game that happens to be a simulation, but it's a game before it's a simulator. But yeah, no, it drives good, the driving physics are good, and I'm very pleased with it. Platforms 1A and 1B, yeah, platform 9 3/4. I knew someone was going to say that. Chain Reaction, would you ever do a setup review? Oh, you could possibly do some review stuff. I was thinking about doing sort of proper review video on the Brighton mainline stuff and maybe some of the other ones. But as much as I like doing the train sim videos, I'm quite conscious that I don't want Dad Rail to evolve into a train sim channel. I want to keep doing my train driver vlogs and my other train driver content, and I want to do kind of more out and about kind of Jeff Marshall style videos, if you know what I mean. Got Island Line reopening on the 1st of November. I'd love to get over there and do some filming and kind of a little vlog thing on that. You've got the Exeter to Oakhampton line opening. I think that's on the 5th of November. So I'd like to get down there and do that. I'd like to get out to the heritage railways and see if I can secure some kind of behind the scenes stuff and bits and bobs like that. That would be really, really nice. So yeah, Kevin Rowe 5841, welcome to Dad Rail. Yeah, so I'd definitely consider doing some review videos and some more train sim videos, but I don't want that to be the sole focus of the channel. But saying that, I get a lot of views on them, so who knows. Justin Gleave Baddeley, welcome to Dad Rail. Hashtag Mumrail in the chat. Oh, she's disappeared. Wave, give us a wave. See, the phone camera has frozen. The phone camera has frozen, which is why I stopped using it as my main camera. Yes, do some Jeff Marshall style, that'd be cool. Trouble is, he's done most of the good ones, and he lives sort of close to me, so he's done everything in my area, which is really annoying. So it's trying to come up with something original. I'm going to do a video that should be releasing in the next couple of weeks, Leaves on the Line, as well. I want to talk a little bit about Leaves on the Line and what we're doing about it as train drivers. And I want to kind of dispel some myths about it, because lots of people think Leaves on the Line, why don't you just fit scrapers or brushes on the trains? And I want to talk about why we can't actually do that, which would be quite a good video. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap it up there because we are 2 hours 10 minutes in, which is a good sort of time to wrap it up. So all the usual things, social media. If you're not on my social media channels, it'd be really good to see you over there. For some reason it hasn't come up on your screen. No, it's not working. Everything stopped working. We've got the declaration. Right. Social media channels. Facebook.com/dadrail. Twitter.com/dadrail. If you're not on my Discord server, then please do join the Discord. Link in the description below. And like I said earlier, guys, if you want to support me over on Patreon, that'd be great. www.patreon.com/dadrail. I'm going to leave you with a final couple of pictures in the Discord server. I will be in the Discord server for the next half an hour or so if you want to chat, so do head over there and be happy to answer any questions you want or anything you want, really. So yeah, until the next stream, guys, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, until the next one, remember, create, share and inspire. Hashtag Dad Rail for Dovetail Games Ambassador, or something along those lines. Anyway, cheers guys, I'm out. I will be when I press the right button. There we go, I'm out.